We have you registered as Charles Miller, Director of Health and Economic Mobility. You show voting for the bill, is that correct?
Correct,
Okay.
on behalf of Texas 2036.
Okay, thank you. Proceed.
Wanted to address a couple of items that maybe haven't been talked about as much. I think generally speaking, the committee has gotten a good idea of the purpose of this bill, the benefits that it can offer for the private market. One of the areas that I think is maybe a little bit overlooked is the benefit that this has for helping legislators and appropriators evaluate our own state benefit plans. This budget cycle alone, ERS and TRS collectively needed an infusion of $1 billion in order to keep premium increases to a mere 10%. And this is a problem that has been recurring for appropriators ongoing basis where there are extra infusions of dollars needed. It is something that is impacting the state's ability to pay for this ongoing. There have been ongoing efforts to address this through reform efforts, but those reform efforts have been difficult because of a lack of data on what those reform efforts would mean. And while the fiscal note process is there to allow those reform efforts to go forward, fiscal note deadlines mean that a bill must be filed and set for a hearing until that fiscal note can get here. And something as large and complicated and difficult as state benefit reform for millions of enrollees is something that would benefit from insight over an interim. And so being able to lay out these proposals during the interim, get responses back, and work through refinements is a way that the state could look at these reform efforts and get valuable insight as to the impact of its reforms on its state benefit plans and have that plan ready to go when session comes, instead of being working through this on a tight and rushed time frame. As little as in one day, I think we heard earlier, is what they have to turn these fiscal notes around in. That is a major benefit for state appropriators. But I also think that elongated timeline for evaluation can be helpful when we look at these private market aspects as well.